I'm Ray Allen Mackey, a farmer here in Hardin County, producing grain, livestock, and tobacco. I also am involved in various civic and farm-related organizations where I stand up and speak for agriculture and the issues that we face as farmers here in this country. As a farmer, I have various jobs all the way from feeding livestock to moving and loading animals, planting corn, preparing fields, and those kinds of things that you would anticipate a farmer would do from a tractor seat or from a feed wagon. But also as a farmer, I have to purchase inputs, market my crops, seek out buyers from different parts of the country for my products, and also I do some residual training in the areas of pesticide use, new herbicides that are available for chemical and weed control. Also, I have to stay up in touch with the new hybrids and varieties of soybeans and corn in order to improve yields. Some of our information comes from the internet, farm publications, but also a lot of it comes from our local suppliers and industry reps that keep us up to date with the newest and latest technology that produces more grain on less acre sometimes with fewer inputs. We have a farm office that houses our records and accounting books and things that we keep up with, and also I use it to try to store some of the latest information about the crops and things that we are growing. As a farm owner, our income is not regular, it's not weekly. It always depends upon the weather, the markets, and how productive we are, and how Mother Nature treats us with yields. And so we are oftentimes budgeting our lifestyle based on how the year turns out. Our employees, however, that we hire are paid on a regular salary, and they are paid a very competitive wage with industry around us, with benefits, with time off, and we try to employ the youngest, brightest people who are willing to dedicate their time to our operation and want to learn and want to be a part of growing crops. When I was in school, I always thought that I wanted to be a farmer. My parents, however, pulled me aside when I was a junior in high school and said, you know, you don't have to always be a farmer. You could do something else, and you could train yourself in school and college to become something else or take up another profession. My father and mother had been farmers and had come from farming families, but they wanted to give me the opportunity to do something else if I so desired. Well, of course, I went straight away and did just the opposite of their recommendation. I centered my education on agriculture and farming with the intent of coming back to the farm. And I guess even while I was going to college part-time and working on the family farm, finished up my college career, and my father began to give me more and more duties relating to management, related to personnel, related to buying and selling things. And in over a period of a few years, 5 to 10 years, I became the manager of our family farm. So he kind of led me into farming gradually by giving me responsibility. Most of all, he gave me opportunity to do the things that I wanted to do and to try to improve production and take up practices that would yield us better incomes and also lifestyles. As a youngster, I started at Sonora Elementary. We lived on a farm down on 31W, just north of Sonora. Rode a school bus to Sonora. I think I missed 52 days of my first grade year due to sickness. As a young kid, I was not the healthiest thing around. Had the blessing of a first grade teacher who lived just down the road from me, and brought a lot of my assignments excuse me, to me so that I could keep up. Got through the first grade with no problem that way, but finished at Sonora, 8th grade, moved on to East Hardin, where I finished high school and graduated from East Hardin High School. Then I, as I said, going to college part-time, I went to the local community college in Elizabethtown, going to spring semesters only, so that I could work in the farm in the fall. Did 4 semesters in Elizabethtown, and then after 4 years moved on to University of Kentucky in Lexington, where I completed a degree in agronomy at the College of Agriculture in Lexington. High school for me has probably been a long time ago, but I do remember the science and biology classes that really sparked my interest related to my agriculture background or my farming background. Science, biology, math was good, but I maybe not the best at some of the math, but began to realize what numbers could do for a person in accounting and record keeping. Those things influenced me, and beyond that, I think my vocational education in agriculture, the ag classes as they were called back then, and my participation in FFA kind of spurred me to be involved in agriculture organizations, helped me to learn about being involved with people that worked on the issues of agriculture. Through the years, I think following my father's footsteps as the farm owner or farm manager and dealing with people, I think I learned through that process that first and foremost, you treat people how you would want to be treated yourself, no matter if they're an employee, no matter if they're just a day worker, or if they are an end user of your product, or if they're a person who's going to sell you the product that you need to operate. I learned to respect them wherever they were, and as I said, treat them like I'd want to be treated. I think the most innovative or the most exciting thing about agriculture today, or farming that I do, is the technology that we're able to use that lets us plant corn or plant crops according to specific nutrients in the soil at a particular point. We can pinpoint where nutrients are needed within a square meter. We also can plant and using GPS, do all of our operations in the field by GPS, where we are using tractors that are automated and fully, they can steer themselves. We just get them on a point A, and it takes us to point B, turns around and goes back in exactly the right distance from our last pass. I had a professor in farm management, and this was several years ago. He was probably a person, he was an economist, so he was ahead of his time, but he said that the biggest thing that farmers would face in the future was something he called managing the magnitudes. And that has really come to play in my life as a farmer. So I think that anybody going forward would have to be able to manage the magnitude of the things that it takes to farm today. Capital, equipment, financing, education, a wide view of the world as it pertains to markets and weather conditions. So managing the magnitudes is the biggest thing that a person has to overcome or be able to handle in my profession.